Biden's team encourages everyone to go out and vote.
What does Ohio think?
Let's talk about it, y'all. Middle America. Well, here we are. We're in the middle of this COVID apocalypse, and recently, one of Mr. Joe 330 Biden's surrogates was on CNN and said the following.
Our democracy is extremely important. And even in times of strife in this country, we have to do our duty. So the CDC and folks have said it's safe out there for Tuesday. So I don't know what Senator Sanders is talking about, but I'll tell you, Governor DeWine said it was safe in Ohio. So I encourage people to get out there and vote on Tuesday.
Are you serious?
Governor DeWine said it was all safe in Ohio.
He's the guy. He's a governor. He's not a scientist. He's not a doctor.
Well, what's interesting is that 3 hours ago, that governor closed the polls on today.
When did she say this? When did this thing happen?
Very, very recently.
Oh, my. My.
So, she was wrong. You can't find this on CNN, by the way.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, it's not embarrassing. It's dangerous. People could die. The original the number we heard was crowds
That's
of 250.
Crazy.
It was crowds of 250 or more. On the little trailer down there, it was crowds of 50 or more. Now it's crowds of 10 that they want you to avoid via social distancing. Here is what Mr. Biden put.
If they go any smaller, we'll have to distance ourselves from our own family with so many people here.
I was thinking about that in the shower. Here's what Mr. Biden said.
Oh, the right to vote is the most sacred American right there is. State election officials are working closely with public health officials to hold safe elections. If you're feeling healthy, not showing symptoms, and not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19, please vote on Tuesday. What?
What, Mr. Biden? If you're feeling healthy and you're not showing symptoms, and you're not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19, newsflash, Mr. Biden, everybody's at risk of being exposed to COVID-19. Even the president had to take a test. Which ended up perfect, by the way. What are you talking about? This guy, look, I have purposely not said anything on this channel or any other channels about COVID-19 because I'm not a virologist. And I don't know the first thing about it. I encourage you to go to cdc.com, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the updates on the news and certain press releases, et cetera. Wash your hands, social distancing, lock yourself down, the whole 9 yards. But this stuff is crazy. If you're not showing symptoms and you're feeling healthy.
Well, why would you tell people to go out?
Right. Here's the New York Times. You see that headline there?
They were infected with the coronavirus. They never showed signs.
Even asymptomatic people who are infected may be able to spread the virus, but people without symptoms are rarely tested.
Oh my gosh.
Here's another one. The explosion of COVID-19 cases in China was largely driven by individuals with mild, limited, or no symptoms who went undetected.
Oh my gosh.
Says Jeffrey Shaman from Columbia University. Mailman School and co-author of the new study. Depending on their contagiousness and numbers, undetected cases can expose a far greater portion of the population to virus than would otherwise occur.
Wow.
We find for COVID-19 in China, these undetected infected individuals are numerous and contagious. These stealth transmissions will continue to present a major challenge to the containment of this outbreak going forward.
Wow.
This is why everybody's talking about social distancing. Everybody and their mother has heard that children contract COVID-19 and for the most part, thankfully, bless God, have not displayed symptoms, but they can infect their parents who then carry the virus undetected to the polls. So here is Mr. Biden. I'm some kid with a computer in my little makeshift studio. And I was with poor lighting, who still can't figure out correct lighting. Somebody said, "Hey Vin, you ever think about getting a desk lamp?" And this is a guy who's running for president of the United States. I want to read this to you again, dear listener. If you are feeling healthy, not showing symptoms, and not at risk for being exposed to COVID-19, please vote on Tuesday. That's Mr. Biden. If you feel good and you're not showing any symptoms, come on down.
But see, that's what happens when you don't know what you're talking about and you presume to give commands out to people. You're not a doctor.
Look, man.
Wow.
Here, you're being too nice to Mr. Biden. Let me tell you guys something. Do you know? Now, Bernie's telling people stay home. Yada. He's going with what the scientists are saying.
Bernie has been for Medicare for all. He cares about the health.
He actually
of the people.
cares about the health of the people.
Yeah, it's obvious.
But this is even worse. Do you know who Bernie Sanders did very well with?
Young people.
Young people.
Yeah.
Do you know who's at the lowest risk of a fatality
Young
from coronavirus?
people. Yeah.
Do you know who Biden does really well with?
Older people?
Older people. And do you know who's at most risk of dying from coronavirus?
Older people.
You know what that means?
Wow.
This guy is willing, literally, to sacrifice the lives of his own electorate to achieve power.
That is messed up.
Now, if you were a really cynical person, this should be flipped, right? Bernie should be telling his folks, go vote.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
likelihood of you dying are very slim.
Yeah.
And Biden should be telling his people, stay home,
Yeah.
because the likelihood of you contracting corona and dying are very large. Now, how many people do you think
That's so wrong.
who listen to this guy, Uncle Joe, are going to contract COVID-19? All those people in Florida. I heard Georgia shut down. I'm not particularly sure. But that's besides the point. This guy is willing, literally, for people to risk their lives and die so that he can have power. You know, Ilhan Omar said something about it's all about the Benjamins on a tweet. The Democrats went and censured her. You shouldn't have done that. Chuck Schumer went a little crazy and talked about the Supreme Court. He got censured on the floor, I think. Where is the DNC to rein in this guy? You know why? You know why the DNC hasn't censured Joe Biden for this very evil post? It's because all they care about is power.
Jeez.
This goes along with everything the DNC has been doing, not since Trump, but since 2016 when they stole the election from Bernie. Everything is about their power and what they want done.
Wow.
And everything they have done since stealing the election from Bernie Sanders to the impeachment nonsense, the Zelensky nonsense, the Kavanaugh nonsense, up to the Iowa nonsense, the voter suppression nonsense in Texas, everything is that there's a famous quote from Lindsey Graham during the Kavanaugh thing. He said, "Man, you guys really want power. These people are willing to destroy anybody."
That's awful.
They were willing to destroy this man's reputation, Kavanaugh. They were willing to hold the entire country hostage for 4 years with the B.S. Miller report, and they are willing to have the lives risked of their own electorate in order for them to gain power to stop Bernie Sanders.
Wow.
And all these blue no matter who people, are you kidding me? I'm supposed to vote for this guy? Get out of here. Mm-mm. Yeah, I put a post up on Isabel, I blame Isabel for this video. I put a post up on Middle America and I was like, do you really believe that Biden would handle this better than Trump?
Please.
Not only, you talk about the cognitive stuff, but aside from the cognitive stuff, this is just downright insidious. Mm-hmm. I want to see a video, because Joe Biden is in the red zone. I want to see a video of Joe Biden pressing the flesh and hanging out with people and going, if you feel healthy, Joe, go to the polls and press the flesh, kiss some babies, do all that jazz, Joe. This is the guy, and this is what I said over and over again, and I still hear people on the left making this silly statement that the number one priority is getting rid of Donald Trump. Nope. The number one priority is the health and well-being, prosperity of the people of the United States of America. That is my number one priority. Mm-hmm. When you make Trump the number one priority, then you have to accept BS like this. You see? You see the game that the DNC has been playing for 4 years?
Jeez.
They've been making you focus on Donald Trump and how horrible Donald Trump is and how the number one priority is getting rid of Donald Trump so that they can slide in their establishment stooge. And this dude has now crossed the line from just being a very mentally unaware person to being an evil person. You know, I reserve the term evil for something very specific and very simple. It's very simple to me. I am pro-life. Mm-hmm. And any policy or organization or person that compromises the lives of other human beings needlessly and without cause is an evil person if you're pro-life. Now that has implications aside from it includes abortion, but that's not the only thing.
Right.
This guy was willing to sacrifice the lives of other human beings who were loyal to him and want to vote for him so that he can ensure that he has power. And the DNC should call this junk on the carpet for what it is, and they won't. You're talking about endangering the lives of other Americans here. Unbelievable. If you feel healthy, and that is a standard. If you feel healthy, Joe,
and it's people like in his own age bracket, like he must have his own concerns about his own health.
Correct.
But then to tell people that are his like the same as him to tell them to go out and do that, it's just
correct.
That's wild.
Correct. Correct.
Oh, that is so selfish.
This is indefensible and it's evil, and it is it is exhibit 5,748. Why there is no way in the world I would ever vote for this person. Ever. Now, Izzy said if Biden wins a nom, she's going to vote for Trump. I'm not there yet. Can't go there. But what a crazy time we're in America where Bernie is like this far left socialist.
Yep.
And people who are willing to vote for the far left socialist, if they can't have him, will vote for the far right populist. It's unbelievable the time that we're in. But this crosses a line, man. You know, Trump put some tweet out there, go home and fix your country and come back. All these people lose their minds. Remember that whole meltdown they had? Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Leave, go home.
He told them to go back to their country.
That was just half of what he said.
And then Biden posts this, we're completely fine. We're just going to listen to this.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
This is way worse. He's literally saying, go out and die.
And continue to spread. Hello? Establishment left. Come get your boy. God almighty. You know, this whole Biden thing was going. I mean, you see it in other videos. I felt sorry for him. I felt bad about everybody. I said people shouldn't be mocking his mental health. Yada yada yada. I'm not chalking this up to his mental health. He looked pretty okay to me in the debate. Did he look okay to you in the debate? Looked like he was all right, right? Looked like he knew what to do. He's not completely senile yet. He knows what he's doing. He knew good and well that encouraging these folks is how much you want to bet the odds are that one of these old folks is going to go to one of these polls and contract COVID-19
or carry it there
and die. One person enough? 2 people? 5 people? You know how this thing metastasizes and spreads all over the place? Unbelievable, infuriating style. And I got to tell you, the thing that really triggered me to actually do this video to see people defend this bullshit.
What do you mean? How are people defending it?
I'm not even going to get into it because I love certain people, but this is indefensible. But this is what happens when you get brainwashed into this Trump derangement nonsense.
Yep.
Where, Bernie's done it too. Talking about how Trump is the most dangerous president we've had. No, he's not. Not if we get Biden.
Gosh.
Now, I'm not a fan of the way Trump and the rest of these folks handled the situation, but this is just beyond the pale, man. This is absolutely beyond the pale. This is unbelievable. This is malice aforethought. You are putting people in mortal danger, specifically your electorate group. Mm-hmm. You're putting those people in danger because you desperately want the power. You can't let them hold it for a week? You think the polls are going to change that much, Joe, in a week? You send your surrogate up there to talk about everything is fine. Oh, everything is fine. I don't know what Bernie's talking about. Everything is fine. Then 5 hours later, the guy goes, we're shutting the whole thing down. Mm-hmm. Probably after he saw the CNN thing, he's probably like, yo, man,
yep.
these people will get these people killed. But you know, look, I'll tell you something about the DNC. They have successfully brainwashed a large portion of this country to believe in the hyperbolized version of how horrible Donald Trump is. Mm-hmm. So they're going to completely miss this. This is going to fly way over their heads, and they're going to excuse it, and they're going to go back to the orange man bad stuff. This form of psychological operations and the brainwashing program that these guys have done, you got to tip your hat to them. You got to tip your hat to them. I don't think, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's amazing stuff. You know, some of these guys, these guys should be agency assets in the CIA. The way that they've done this, unbelievable. Look, go to the CDC, refresh that page every 2 hours because it literally updates that way. Again, 4 or 5 days ago it was 250, then it went to 50, now it's 10.
Yeah.
Bars and restaurants are closing. It's just a crazy time, and you know, unfortunately, we've got politicians who power is more important to them than human lives. Jeez. Love your neighbor.
Take care of each other.
Middle America.
We are the media.
Till next time, guys.
Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it.